Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the Cluckin Crew podcast or live stream. It is Thursday, July 6th, 2023. I am Michael Cook, one of your hosts, as well as
Carol.
yes, one of the voice creators of Chucky Chicken. And with us by sneak attack, we have Carol with us in the stream. Hello, Carol. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm better. Thank you.
Oh, good. Yes, you weren't feeling that great before.
Yeah, last week I got sick.
Oh, well, we're thankful that you're.
Flu.
Oh, okay. Well, very glad and very thankful to hear that you're doing better. So, welcome back.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Elias is actually working on another one of these awesome VR chat things that we were doing. So what we like to do is. Sorry, bear with me here. I'm just going to go ahead and just put it right out there, folks. It has been a heck of a day for old Mike Cook here. So I pray that you will please be patient with us. I know we started quite a bit late today, so I do apologize. But we will continue to have fun and just kind of chat and talk shop and all that fun stuff, as well as of our topic for the day. We're going to be discussing. It was apparently the 37th anniversary of The Great Mouse Detective a couple of days ago, which is one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah.
But before we get into any of that, we do have some announcements really quickly. As the world probably knows by now, the brand new social media platform Threads launched last night, and Chucky Chicken is on there, as am I. And you can find us if you are on our Instagram. If you're already following us on Instagram, you probably got a notification that Chucky Chicken is following you, or you're following Chucky, one of the two. But if you're not and you want to head over to Threads, you can look us up under Chucky Chicken Cartoons. Not a whole lot up there right now. I mean, it's so brand new. But we did wish everybody a belated 4th of July. Hope all of you wonderful folks here in the good old US of A.
And happy Canada Day too.
And happy Canada Day as well. Yes. Were they celebrating anything fun this weekend in Brazil?
No. On July 9, on Sunday, it happened a holiday, but only in São Paulo, the province that I live.
Okay.
It happened a revolution here in 1932.
Oh.
They tried to separate the province with Brazil, but it didn't work out. It didn't work out, but still, the province celebrate the holiday as like a revolution day here in São Paulo province.
You know what? We'll take
that's the only thing. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Well, happy Revolution Day on July 9th.
Thank you.
To all of you wonderful folks in Sao Paulo. And yes, happy spoopy season over. Happy says that it is officially now the spoopy season or spooky season. The reasoning that they gave us yesterday, because I did call them out on it. I'm like, it is not the spooky season yet. However, they did make a very they made an interesting point. Only because Halloween is the next big major holiday besides Labor Day and the beginning of school, but I guess it's like the first or the next big mark.
I don't know if I would count the beginning of school as a holiday.
Adults would, 100% they would. Parents would for sure.
Yeah, all adults except teachers.
Yeah, that's true. So anyway, like we were saying, check us out on Threads. We're over there now. It looks pretty interesting. I don't know if it's gonna topple. I'm not sure
Twitter
if it's gonna topple
whatever.
Twitter. Yeah, but it certainly can give it a run for its money. So let's say hello to some of the folks that we have here in the chat. We have Charlie Harhar Studios saying first, welcome aboard, Charlie. We also have Hapi Coma. Hello, Happy. You should be in here with us. Hello, Sleepy Kuri. You also should be in here with us. That's totally fine. And of course, Kimberly Nunu Gonzalez. Hello. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you to all the wonderful folks who tune in every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a rocky start. We're a little bit late today. And bouncing off of the whole Threads thing, we're also hoping to get Chucky Chicken into Blue Skies, the other Twitter alternative.
Yes.
So if anyone wants to give us an invite code, that would be very cool.
That'd be swell. Yeah, all of you Blue Sky listeners out there, let us know. We'd love to be a part of it. But anywho, so that's and again, the super chats are open as our super thanks. If you want to throw a little dinero our way, let's see.
This character
could, but
is
I'm
a crocodile, Kimberly.
Yes. Dr. Pistol Productions asks, we talking about Halloween? I mean, we can if you want. I mean, I was just going to talk about Great Mouse Detective, but we can talk holidays if we want. I mean, this is kind of an open forum for us to hang out with you guys and just kind of get your thoughts. But
I didn't have a big plan for this week.
No.
We had some technical difficulties, which is why we're a little late. But you know, we're here now. We're here to have some fun and chill out. We're here, we're animals, and we're gonna party.
Oh, Lord. Anyway. So, that's what we're gonna do today. And for those of you asking about the crocodile here, we do have a special guest who should be coming in later in the stream. And this is their Chuck Sona, Harold Croc. So,
little crocodile.
Yes, the only thing I don't like about Halloween is zombies because I got traumatized. I'm a werewolf and vampire kind of chick, or fox. Well, there you go. I will say that there are monsters that, some folks just can't, they can't deal with on Halloween, and that's totally fine. I mean, I know for me, it's the pink elephants from Dumbo. Get those things away from me. What about you, Carol? What's a creepy or a monster or a superstition that you've just never really been able to shake?
I don't have an fantasy character to think about. For me, the scariest ones are the based on real fact. Sometimes when I watch a horror movie or a very intense movie and the description said based on true facts or real life story, that creep me out. For example, serial killers.
Yeah.
That scares me a lot.
Oh yeah, those.
Not the fantasy ones like vampires, zombies, evil scientist sometimes is is pretty realistic, but a monster thing, not really. But I'm scared how humans can be very, very evil when they want to. That scares me a lot.
Yeah.
This is really true. Ironically, I don't like spiders despite loving Spider-Man. You know what? I'll hold that thought. No, it's really sad how, there's people like Jeffrey Dahmer and, gosh, I'm trying to think of another horrible human being. Hannibal Lecter. I mean, I know he's fictional, but still, he's just, anybody who's willing to so easily kill another human being is just not okay. But anyway, yes, spiders. There are a lot of people who love Spider-Man but hate spiders. I am also one of those people.
I'm okay with spiders as long as they don't enter my bubble.
Right.
If you're just on the wall chilling, that's cool with me. But if you get into my space, all the bets are off.
I'm not scared with spiders. I'm just like Indiana Jones. He's afraid of snakes. I am scared of snakes too.
Yeah, I can't do snakes either. Yeah. Dr. Pistol Productions, I prefer whimsical, spooky stuff, like The Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. We don't get a lot of whimsical Halloween stuff anymore. Like, the only ones that I could really think of are... Because when I think of whimsical horror, I mean, not horror, but Halloween stuff.
Halloween.
It doesn't have that horror element. So for me, that's kind of like Nightmare Before Christmas and Scary Godmother. And then, like, I was thinking Coraline, but I'm like, no, that, like, it has a lot of that whimsy, but it's too scary, you know?
That is a little too scary.
I love that movie.
There was a special that came out in 1979, I believe. It was done by Leach Robbins, and it was called Witch's Night Out. And that is probably, it's one of the, in my opinion, it's probably one of the best Halloween specials in terms of like the music. It's got Gilda Radner in it as the witch, and it's actually a sequel to an earlier film that those guys did called, oh my gosh, I think it's like The Gift of Winter, I think it was. And that, ironically enough, was the very first ever starring credit for Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, wow.
So he got his start in film in an animated cartoon. So the premise for Witch's Night Out is that there's this group of, there's these two kids, small and tender, and they are trying to be scary, but everyone calls them cute, and they hate the fact that they're, always looked as cute, adorable when they're trying to be scary. So their babysitter, Bazooey, tells them the story about a fairy godmother while all the adults are at a Halloween party inside this abandoned haunted house where this witch lives. And the witch is like, I'm a washed up old witch, because she doesn't cast spells or do anything that she used to do back in the old days. But with all these people now in the party, she wants to, quote, have a dazzling display of magical mischief. But the kids wish to become a real wolfman and a real ghost, which summons the witch to go and grant their wishes and turn them into an actual werewolf and an actual ghost. And then Bazooey gets turned into a Frankenstein monster, and all craziness breaks loose. It's such a fun, it's kind of like Doug, but like maybe 15 years earlier. It's very, very interesting. The music is all synthesizer music because it was the late 70s and the early 80s. So, they had to use synthesizer music. Mm-hmm. But it was just such a really, really fun special. Maybe for Halloween this year, we'll live stream it. Just because, why would anyone wish that? Because they're kids. Like, they wanted to be a real witch. Because when you're a kid and you can't scare anybody with your costumes, then yeah, absolutely, you're gonna want to be a real wolfman or a real ghost. It's a very cute film. It's adorable.
I feel like I've heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a fun Halloween special.
I've seen it.
That and
familiar.
Yeah. If I can find let me see if I can find a screenshot.
Yeah,
of
this would probably be a stream we would do on, in the Chucky Chicken Discord. Just because streaming a film on YouTube is a no-no.
Yeah, that's true. So, if you guys want to join us on a very special Discord, where you can hang out with us and talk one-on-one, we haven't done it yet, but we definitely have to. You can join us. Nice little segue there. You see, I'm the master of this. I'm getting so much better. You can hit us up on Patreon, and if you pledge, I think it's $1.
Yeah.
Is it? You get access to We do have a Discord server that's open to anybody. However, those who are a part of Patreon actually have an opportunity to hang out with us, and I'm going to put it in the streaming little chat thing that we have here, so both of you can see it. So here's just the cover of it. Like, it's a really crudely done cover, but so yeah, that was Witches Night Out. I don't know if it loaded or not, but Cross Rogers, Witches Night Out, very fun Halloween special. So yeah, this just drove the chat to a screeching halt, didn't it?
Let's talk Great Mouse Detective.
Okay. Carol, do you remember the Great Mouse Detective?
Well, naturally, this one one of my favorites from Disney 80s movies.
Oh, me too.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, it's here. I'll just rattle off the cast because, you know, I'm a weirdo who does that. So, I mean, obviously we have. What was that?
I like the idea that Disney made a lot of movies that the story is in London, like Peter Pan, 101 Dalmatians, and now Great Mouse Detective. A lot of the 3 stories already happens in London. That's pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Obviously, we have the amazing Vincent Price as the villain, Professor Ratigan.
Oh, I love Ratigan.
He's awesome. I like him.
Yes, Ratigan, one of the greatest villains of all time.
Oh, Ratigan.
And what a pop of a theme song, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
We have Barry Ingham as Basil.
He did really
Val
good.
Betten. Yes. Oh my gosh, he was amazing as Basil of Baker Street. Val Betten was Dr. Dawson, and believe it or not, he would later go on to be the Sultan in Aladdin after the original. Yeah.
Really?
Yes. So
Fun fact,
I thought it was so cool. And Val Betten actually had a show back in the 70s on WGN Channel 9 or WTTW Chicago called The Storyteller, where he would get up in like this Robin Hood costume in a giant library and he would read stories to the kids. I mean, it was the 70s. They didn't have a lot of the stuff that we do today. So, it was such a fun show. And Val Betten, what a trooper. He's a legend. I don't think he gets enough praise. Let's see what else. We have Alan Young as Flabbersham and the mouse toy maker, who also was Scrooge. He was Scrooge McDuck for the longest time. He was Scrooge McDuck.
Oh gosh, what a difference of
right?
The voice sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we had Suzanne Palachek as Olivia, the little girl that was trying to help find her father.
Yeah.
And let's see who else we got. Remember the Bat Fidget?
Yeah.
He was played by Candy Candido, who is very well known in the Disney horror community. Did a lot of the ghosts from the Haunted Mansion. He was one of the bad wicked trees in both The Wizard of Oz and Babes in Toyland, The Forest of No Return. I don't know if anybody saw that, but boy, what a horror song there. And I just realized this looking in the credits. This film actually features all 3. Actually, can we get a hat trick if we're gonna get all 4? No, I don't think she's in here. But we have Wayne Allwine, Bill Farmer, and Tony Anselmo all as thugs. And for those of you who are familiar, and if you know your Disney history, they were Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and Goofy, respectively.
That's so good. I love that.
So Mickey, Donald, and Goofy were in the Great Mouse Detective. I think that is amazing. Oh, that is so cool. And then Shani Wallace, of course, as the singer, the Lady Mouse. I think
I don't think
actually,
she has a name.
yes.
I think she's.
Yeah, I don't think she does either. But she.
Great Mouse Detective fans, please correct us if we're wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're out there. Goofy wants his money. So he's going up for Ratigan to get his money. Where's my money? I'm not even gonna. The worst. Anyway, so, was it Miss Kitty? Okay,
that might be it. Yeah.
The name of the dancer mouse was Miss Kitty. So, yeah.
Ironic, since she's a mouse.
Yeah, but thank you. You took the thought right out of my head and you said it better. Appreciate it. But yeah, that was a really fun movie. That was one of the last Disney movies done in kind of the like it was that transitional period between the Bronze Age and the Renaissance, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't quite Little Mermaid,
but it also wasn't quite, say, 101 Dalmatians.
You know what? That's even better.
Yeah.
It was right in the middle.
I think it's such an underrated movie too.
Oh, I do too. And what I love about it is it uses a lot of the tried and true Disney methods from the 40s and the 50s, and it was a lot of the, Glenn Keane's, one of his first movies, John Musker, Ron Clements, Andreas Deja, all those guys, they were cutting their teeth on this movie. They all cut their teeth on The Fox and the Hound. And then after that movie, they picked it up with The Black Cauldron. Everyone hated The Black Cauldron, so they're like, okay, we really got to go back to our bread and butter. And they did.
The movie scares me.
The Black Cauldron?
Scares me. Yeah.
Oh, it scares everybody.
That villain is so creepy.
Oh my God.
It's
probably the
so creepy
scariest
as
design
that
Disney
character from Fantasia. Who is the name? Shenabog.
Oh, Shenabog?
Shenabog, the devil. That guy and the villain of Black Cauldron is very creepy.
Oh, the Horn
I can't
King?
handle that.
Yeah. No, they are. Yeah, they. Anything with horns, just gross. But I'm with you there all the way, Carol. So what was so cool about that movie was the animation looked really great. It was also one of the first to implement computers in a bigger way with the gears in Big Ben. Just such a good movie. Such a good movie. And the fact that Wayne Allwine was not only voicing characters in the movie, but he was also in charge of all of the sound effects. Because I don't know if people know this about Mickey Mouse, the voices of Mickey Mouse, but I'll backtrack since we're talking about mice anyway. Walt Disney passed the voice of Mickey down to the sound effects man, Jimmy McDonald, in the 40s. Because he was getting too busy and, his throat was bothering him. So he went to Jimmy and he said, can you talk like Mickey? And he goes, I think so, boss. It's like, okay, good. You're Mickey from now on. And when Wayne Allwine was hired on in the company, he was put into the mailroom, but then he got a job in the sound effects department under Jimmy McDonald. So they worked together to make the fun sound effects that you hear in all of the movies and shorts and stuff. But Jimmy also trained him to do Mickey's voice. And he said, the most important piece of voice. Now remember, kid, don't get it mixed up. You're only filling in for the boss. It's like, oh, okay. So he stayed humble about it the whole time. And if you listen to Wayne, who in my opinion is still and forever will be the best Mickey Mouse voice ever. Like, I will fight people on it. I don't care. He was the best. Walt may have given him life, but Wayne gave him his heart and soul, as far as I'm concerned. But if you listen to his performance of Mickey, it is sort of a hybrid of Walt and Jimmy. Because, there were sort of, because he listened to both of them, right? So back to the Gray Mouse Detective, the fact that, you know, he was running all the sound effects and doing all that stuff along with doing thugs and stuff, it really feels like it's kind of like a long silly symphony almost. It's really a lot of fun. I really enjoy the Great Mouse Detective, but it is an extraordinarily underrated movie in my opinion. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. So what does chat think? What do y'all think?
What's another Disney movie that you guys think is underrated? I'll go first. Atlantis.
You know what? You have the, I gotta keep it family friendly. You have the biggest fan for Atlantis.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan, but I do love it a lot. I think it's unlike any other film Disney's done, and I think it's a shame that people didn't like it because of that, because it only set the precedent for Disney to just keep sticking to a formula.
Right. No, I agree.
To me, the most underrated movie that I love so much is Emperor's New Groove.
Oh,
I love that so bad. Here in Brazil is a great success. Here, a lot of people here in Brazil loves Emperor's New Groove. Not because the only voice acting here in Brazil was awesome, but also Brazil loves comedy. So Emperor's New Groove called me a lot of attention because this movie is only comedy. It's freaking hilarious. I mean, has a lot of running gags and a very weird jokes. Like, my favorite running gag in that movie is the lever part.
Yeah.
That part. Gosh, I don't know why. The punchline is pretty simple and it's so hilarious. Like, wrong lever. That's hilarious.
Why do we even have that lever?
Yeah. I don't understand why Disney kind of quit make comedy animation. They kept put the dramatic thing and the comedy relief in some parts, but I think Disney made a pretty good movie with only comedy. That was awesome. And in fact, when I found out that Emperor's New Groove was not a comedy in the beginning, was a drama movie like Kingdom of the Sun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I didn't watch. If the Kingdom of Sun be produced just like the way they draw and the script was made, I was like, I didn't have intention to watch. But when I saw the trailer Emperor's New Groove and it was a comedy, I watched it, and I watched it a lot. My family has stories about that. It's so hilarious. It's so funny. I wish that Disney tried to return to produce comedy animation. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
I would go ahead.
I would have liked to see what Kingdom of the Sun would have been. Because, like, I think it would be cool to see, like, the difference in what it was to what it became. Kind of like, The Thief and the Cobbler and the recobbled cut. You know what I mean? But no, I do think that, like, Emperor's New Groove is just perfect as it is.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And, you know, it's so funny because you think of the alternate timelines that we have, right? Like, there is a universe out there where the Kingdom of the Sun was made, and who knows what it was apparently supposed to be. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, but the story, it would have still had David Spade in it, but it also would have had Owen Wilson in it. And,
wow.
And it was supposed to be an Aztec version or a Mayan version of The Prince and the Pauper.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know there's a song from Kingdom of the Sun. It's Yzma's song.
Snuff Out the Light.
Yeah, Snuff Out the Light, and it's cool that still kind of survived, because he got a little glimpse of what could have been.
Yeah, and we'll always have the Road to El Dorado.
Oh yeah, Road. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I love that movie.
They really ought to call it Cheldorado.
I like that DreamWorks put some kind of adult jokes on their animation. Just like my favorite animation of DreamWorks is Shrek. Shrek is the best one. The first one is it's like a huge Disney parody going on there. I love that.
Right. No,
Shrek
I know a lot of people.
Shrek was made in direct, like, just a middle finger to Disney, because they started production on Shrek shortly after the studio was founded, and they started work on Prince of Egypt. And people who weren't doing well on Prince of Egypt got Shrek'd and forced to work in what the animators called the gulag in order to...
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Well, because they did ants. Like, Katzenberg was trying to catch up with everything. So for those of you who don't know, just to the viewers who don't know the story of how DreamWorks got started officially, it is all Disney's fault. They basically did exactly what Nintendo did to Sony, but on a bigger scale, if you think about it. Jeffrey Katzenberg was brought onto the company in the 1980s with Michael Eisner and Frank Wells. And after a whole 10, 15 years of just being stagnant in the company. And then finally, they ousted old leadership and they brought in Eisner and Wells to reinvigorate the company, and Eisner brought in Jeffrey Katzenberg from Paramount. And Katzenberg was in charge of the Disney studios, like the animation studios, alongside Roy Disney, Roy E. Disney, Walt's nephew, Roy's son. So he was really one of the key figureheads responsible for revitalizing Disney animation. Like, if he did not put a fire under those people's butts and like bring in those Hollywood mentalities that were big in the 80s and 90s, I dare say there probably would not be a Walt Disney Studios today. It would have died in the yes. That's how bad it was. Like that. So,
holy shit.
Yes. Holy shoot is right. Yes.
Yeah, holy shooters. Thank you so much.
So, and what ended up happening was Katzenberg was promised a promotion to, by Michael Eisner, right? Because he felt that he had done so much for the company, and, which he had. And Eisner said, okay, hold off. Finally, in 1994, unfortunately, Frank Wells passed away in a helicopter accident on Easter Sunday. Worst thing that could have ever happened to Disney. They were on such a massive roll. And it was I think it was either shortly before or shortly after The Lion King. I think it was before The Lion King came out that Wells passed away. Not only that, Katzenberg took over the news. Like, he was the face of Disney animation. And unfortunately to say, Eisner and Disney, Roy Disney, were not fans of Katzenberg
getting the studio.
Roy Disney, the nephew of Walt. Jeffrey Katzenberg had become the face of the Disney animation studio because he was the one who went out and said, "Hi, I'm Jeffrey Katzenberg, chief of Walt Disney Productions, or the Walt Disney Studios, and I'm here to tell you about Beauty and the Beast, or I'm here to show you Aladdin." Like, he was just as much a face of the company as Eisner and Roy were at that time. And the three of them had huge egos, and they constantly tried to best each other. And Frank Wells was the peacekeeper. He was sort of the tiebreaker. He was like, okay, listen, you know, he was the calm head of all four of these massively powerful people. When he died, Katzenberg came in and apparently started pestering Eisner about taking over Frank's job. And Eisner was just number one, offended, and number two, frustrated that he finally said, you know what? No, I changed my mind. You're not getting a promotion. Forget it. So what Katzenberg did was he's like, well, by you saying that, I have no purpose here. If there's no room for me to grow, I'm not staying. And then shortly after The Lion King came out, Katzenberg resigned and left and went over to Disney. But while he was still there, he was seeing all of the production of things like Toy Story and, you know, A Bug's Life and all of that stuff that was happening during that time. And he took all of those ideas over to DreamWorks. That's why A Bug's Life and Ants came out at exactly the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's no coincidence.
That was the story behind that. Oh, that
Yes.
because I was a child that I saw these two movies. Was wait a minute, DreamWorks copy Disney or Pixar copy DreamWorks? I don't know, but it's pretty. It's a weird coincidence that these two movies was released quite the same year and maybe the same month, if I'm not wrong. It was so weird to me.
Coincidence.
But Bugs Life is better. Bugs Life is better.
that was Katzenberg being a petty jerk. And then finally with DreamWorks, he was able to get the final laugh with Shrek. And he basically went in and he said, we're doing Shrek. Okay, we're going to make this the anti-Disney fairy tale. Exactly. We're going to take all these public domain characters that Disney has, you know, created versions of. Pinocchio, the Three Little Pigs, the Big Bad Wolf, Sleeping Beauty, you know, all of these characters. I don't think Disney's ever done a Gingerbread Man short. I mean, they did the Cookie Carnival, but that doesn't really count. And they, you know, if you look at Duloc, it's supposed to be like Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella Castle. I mean, the opening, Welcome to Duloc, it's a small world. I mean, Lord Farquaad is caricatured to look like Michael Eisner. Like this, it was preemptive. Decisions made, choices.
It's pretty, very, very intentional. That's messed up, but cool, in a cool way.
Well, that's how you do it in showbiz.
Oh my God. And of course they got the biggest laugh because they took #1 of the box office that year. I think they won the Oscar that year for Shrek. That came out in 2001.
I don't know if they won the Oscar for that. I know they won some awards, I believe, for Prince of Egypt. Or no, actually.
Oh.
No, actually, in 2001, when Shrek was released, the Oscar winner was Monsters, Inc.
There you go. That's right.
Okay.
And Disney,
but they were pretty close.
They were, and of course,
Tino, what are you doing in the chat? Get in here.
What was that?
No, what I mean by that is because they were nominated. They were nominated. That's what I meant.
Yeah, they were nominated, and then also the same year, Atlantis came out, but
no one liked it because it wasn't a musical. But they're wrong.
I think there was a few other reasons why they didn't like it, but we'll leave it at that.
I think it was mostly just because it wasn't the norm for Disney. Like it wasn't what people were expecting to see when they went into a Disney movie.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, thank you, Kimberly, for mentioning Jeffrey Katzenberg got a pink slip to get kicked out of Disney. As a matter of fact, in the 1995 short Runaway Brain, there's a scene where Mickey is sucked into a tunnel under Dr. Frankenolly's into his laboratory. And in that tunnel, you'll see not only Zazu from The Lion King, which I don't know why, but whatever, but there is a pink slip that is also flowing around in all of the paper, and on it there is a J.K. for Jeffrey Katzenberg. So they did him super dirty in that movie. I'm just saying.
Oh wow.
So, but yeah, hello Matthew. Nice to see you. Welcome. Everybody say hello to Matthew, the animation man.
Hello, hey.
Hey guys.
So, yeah, so we're just talking about some of our favorite underrated Disney animated movies. So,
Yeah.
do you have one?
Yes, it's called Atlantis.
Yeah. Okay, wait. I'm gonna turn you up a little bit on my end so stream can hear you. Should be good now. Nah, Matthew, a man of taste.
You know, in fact, I even have a production drawing from the film.
Yeah. Matthew has a, I believe it's a rough animation style of, what's her name?
Kita?
No, the old lady.
Oh,
Radio lady. I know she has a name.
we're all gonna die.
Yeah, her. I should know her name, and it's bugging me.
You
that-
should.
Oh,
Well-
let me check.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check too. Hold on. I'll call you back.
No. I'll call you.
Yeah.
Mrs. Packard.
Yeah, Packard.
That's it, Packard. Played amazingly by Florence Stanley.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Who was from Chicago. And it was her birth and it was her birthday on July 1st of 1924. She's sadly gone. She passed away on October 3rd of 2003.
Oh.
So she's not with us anymore. But happy belated birthday. Happy
Yeah,
yes.
I think
Happy
this is
heavenly birthday.
one of her last roles.
Yes, it was actually one of her last roles. But what's an underrated Disney movie to you said The Emperor's New Groove, Carol. You bozos said Atlantis, The Lost Empire. I'm going to go on a really deep cut here, and I'm going to say that I think one of the most underrated Disney movies, in my humble opinion, that doesn't get enough credit that it deserves, is Snow White. I think Snow White does not get enough love. I adore Snow White. It was the very first one. You know, it was the one that put Walt Disney on the map. And I think both Snow White and The Jungle Book are probably two of the most rated Disney movies.
I will agree that Jungle Book is, like the old Jungle Book is kind of underrated. I feel like Snow White is kind of appropriately rated because, like you said, it blew up Disney, it put them on the map, and I don't think anyone's really forgotten about it or said that it's Malcolm. A bad movie. Hey Malcolm, welcome.
Hi Malcolm.
Hey guys.
Oh, I need to turn you up.
This place is becoming like the bar in Cheers.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We're talking about our favorite underrated Disney films.
What's yours?
Underrated Disney films. Okay,
Yeah.
let's see. I want to say Fantasia 2000, but that has its fans. I also want to say.
Oh yeah.
I also want to say.
I remember first one. I partially.
One at a time. Matthew,
Okay,
hold on. Let Malcolm get his thought out. Go ahead, Malcolm.
Okay, let's see. Underrated Disney films. a Goofy movie is definitely on my list.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
yeah.
I'm gonna forget about the Goofy movie. Oh, that was
Yeah.
wonderful.
Not
Or-
Goofle.
Okay, here's another one. DuckTales, Tales of a Lost Lamp.
Here's another
Oh.
one.
That was.
Treasure Planet.
Yeah,
Yeah, Treasure
okay, yeah.
Planet.
Somebody
Treasure
did
Planet's
say,
another one.
yeah, they said Treasure Planet in the comments there. So,
Yeah.
someone also said Mulan, which turned 25 this year.
I don't know if the animated Mulan
Congratulations.
is underrated, but you know what? I love that movie.
I did.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's a. I mean,
Unfortunately, the live action didn't make a great job.
Well, it's
Oh,
a
that's
live
internal.
action
We
movie,
don't talk about
it.
so it's kind of
We
to
don't
be
talk
expected.
Yeah.
about live action remakes. We don't talk about those films.
Yeah, that's fair.
But,
Don't
They're
talk
like
about
Bruno.
that. Yeah,
But
that's
We
fair.
don't talk about them.
Mhm.
But
we don't
I will
talk
say,
about sequels.
oh my god, somebody said Home on the Range.
Oh, you know what?
Oh, Home on the
That's-
Range.
I'll give
It
you.
looks like it looks like what happens if Looney Tunes director did a Disney film.
Yeah, that's a good way
That
to
was
put
Aladdin.
it.
That's a good analogy, actually.
Well, that was Aladdin too.
No,
Robin
that-
Williams.
Yeah,
Robin
No, that
Williams
was
said that
partially.
Aladdin was a Warner Brothers cartoon in Disney drag.
Whoa! I have to admit that is another good analogy.
Tino, based. What's based? You elaborate, Tino. Home on the Range.
On the range for the win.
Oh, for the win. Okay.
I don't
you know-
hate that movie. I think it's kind of fun. I like how weird
I'm
it
not
is.
gonna lie,
It's like
I
it's so
I
out
really
of
love the
pocket.
yodel song.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
know.
know,
Yeah, the
I-
yodeling song was nice.
The three cousins are my spirit animal. So, this here's my happy place.
One of the quotes I remember is that the chicken saying, "Who would want to eat a chicken?"
Right. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
It's the Disney Afternoon, Disney's version of Looney Tunes, Home on the Range. Yeah. Home on the Range milked up too many jokes. Oh, that's a terrible pun there. We'll forgive you for it. Tino says the yodel is his favorite part. Mine too. It's such a bop. What a bop. What a song.
It is.
Oh, it's so much
I mean,
fun.
it's like one of those unconventional villain songs, like say Radigan's song and
Yeah.
Great Mouse Detective.
about
Oh yeah,
that.
Great Mouse. Oh yeah, Great Mouse Detective. That's another great underrated Disney film.
Yeah.
We were talking about that one earlier. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Great Mouse Detective recently celebrated its 37th anniversary.
3 more to the
Why-
big 4-0.
Why would we
Oh.
care?
Well, I don't know.
Because it's a good
neat.
movie.
Because it is an underrated Disney film, and it deserves our attention.
I agree.
Then
Attention.
Finding
You
Her
gotta
is better
give
than
praise to
Home on the Range. Because it's a video game with cows that are well animated.
fighting-
Okay.
Them fighting herds. Yeah,
Oh.
I've heard about that game. I want to
Yeah.
play it.
I've
I
never
want to play
heard
it
of
as
that
soon as I
game.
get.
Them's Fighting Herds
It's basically.
originated as a My Little Pony fan game, but was then transitioned to being its own proper game, with its own original characters. And I
Thanks
think
to Lauren Faust.
Yeah, Lauren Faust actually helped design a lot of the characters, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, and the Skullgirls team actually helped out with some of the fighting mechanics.
Really? I didn't know that.
How have I
Yeah.
never heard of this game?
Well, because you're not a My Little Pony
Dude.
fan. That's probably
yeah,
why.
yeah.
But
Man.
I
You haven't
will
joined.
confess,
Hey,
I
Once
am
you
not a
once you
pro-
join the herd, once you join the herd, you can never leave.
Once you join the herd,
Actually,
you're forever a turd.
Oh, come on.
Can we go back to discussing about underrated Disney films?
Of course we can. I got another one for you. Saludos amigos.
Which one was
All
that?
right,
I'm
yeah.
not good with
That was the
names.
first. That one is
Saludo.
that was. Mind if I give the exposition?
Oh, sure. Do you want me to?
No.
Oh,
now-
sure. You go first, and I'll. You go first, and
Oh.
I'll add in.
Okay. Saludos Amigos was the first of the two Good Neighbor movies that when Walt Disney went down to South America, he took a bunch of his animators with him. And hold on, Far Noggin. Yes, someone acknowledged Home on the Range. We did indeed. Oh my goodness gracious! I cannot believe it.
What?
We
What is it?
he was here and he disappeared. My good buddy Aaron Barogan was here for just a second.
Oh, maybe he's gonna join the chat. In which case, he's gonna have to be a guest. He'll be guest chicken.
Yeah. Hang on.
But yeah,
Anyway.
but yeah, Saludos Amigos was also the
Yes.
the first appearance of Jose Carioca.
Jose Carioca.
The-
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So Disney was supposed to do 3 Good Neighbor movies. One of them was Saludos Amigos. The second was The Three Caballeros. And then there was a third one, but the first 2 did okay, I think. But then also the war had ended at that point, so they didn't necessarily need to continue the goodwill because South America. Correct me if I'm wrong, Carol. Did South America join the Allies, not the Axis powers? Correct.
Daryl.
We lost her.
Daryl.
Oh no,
I'm
we
scared.
lost
I'm
her.
scared now.
I don't know.
I'm scared now.
Anyway, somebody said that Dinosaur deserves to get some recognition
You know
on
what?
there, but
I'll agree. I like that.
I
Uh,
will disagree.
No,
I'll
when I first. Wait.
It's
When I
it's
fir-
I mean it's I mean as its first CGI film, it's serviceable. Oh, I guess, but as a Disney film,
It wasn't that great.
yeah.
Listen, it's got
yeah,
cool dinosaurs, so I don't care.
Okay, oh, you
They're
and your
not-
dinosaurs. Go ahead, Matthew. What were you
They're
gonna
not
say?
scientifically correct anymore.
You know, when I first saw
You
Dinosaur, it felt like Jurassic Park without the live action humans.
That's exactly what it was. It was Jurassic. Well,
Well,
not quite.
yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say, but I mean, I like that it kind of it took this idea that Disney's done before with these anthropomorphized animals, but they were just like, what if we did
Did
dinosaurs? What if we made them dinosaurs? And you know what? I really think it's a good film. Like, it's a classic kind of journey to a new place sort of thing, and like the Carnotaurus designs, while extremely scientifically inaccurate, are cool as heck. Okay, man, they're pretty cool. They're the size
I
of like
thought they did
T-Rex, but
bro.
which is like wrong, but they do look pretty
Anybody-
cool.
Anybody remember the Saturday morning cartoon Crow?
No.
Yes,
Oh.
I do. It was on no. I remember when it was. I remember when it was on Noggin. Noggin. I remember
Yeah.
I remember the talking mammoth.
Yep.
I believe one of Crow's family members was voiced by Jim Cummings. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure.
Yep. Jim Cummings was a part of that show, as was Charlie Adler. That was a really. I think it only had like 13. It was a very short-lived show, like either 11 or 13.
Only had one
episodes.
season.
Yeah, only one, I believe. I could be wrong. It was more like educational and comedy. Tino is still fighting for Dinosaur.
Really?
Dinosaur is a 2 to force. Yes, it's a 2 to force.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, here's a. Okay.
All right.
Elias.
Yeah.
You know how you said Dinosaur was one of those movies that was a great that was a great journey to another place movies. The thing is,
I
we
wouldn't
have
say
like
it's
that.
great.
It's called
but-
Land Before Time.
Well, you know what? I would argue that Dinosaur has more of a solid story than Land Before Time, because Land Before Time, it's not really a story. You're just following these dinosaurs going through these different experiences without much of a deeper
words, not
plot
mine.
going on. Like, I love Land Before Time. It's a beautiful film. But even compared to, like, I would say the best of its sequels, The Mysterious Island, it kind of doesn't really have, like, a plot. Like, it's a journey, yeah,
No,
and
you're
it's
right.
supposed to be, like, this coming-of-age sort of thing, but there isn't really, they don't really do a lot with that. It's mainly just, you're seeing the dinosaurs traveling, they get chased by a sharp tooth, they're traveling again, they're in a cave, another sharp tooth. They had like 2 other sharp tooth scenes that were gonna be in the movie that were cut, and people are like, bring us the dawn cut of Land Before Time, and it's just like, bro, it's literally just gonna be 5 more minutes of sharp tooth chases. I don't know what you want.
Well, I can't argue with that logic.
I mean,
And
yeah, I mean,
actually,
who wants-
a very fun
Why
fact
would
that
anyone
I learned from one of my teachers in animation school about Land Before Time was that throughout the original production of the film, Littlefoot was actually named Thunderfoot. And it was only changed to Littlefoot, like, right before the official release of the movie. So all of the people who had made the film are watching it, and they're like, who's Littlefoot? And I wanted to, like, test and see if that was true. And when I went through the movie again, there's very rarely any point in time where you properly see someone actually say Littlefoot's name. And the only time you really see that is in Littlefoot's mother's death, and when you if you look at the lip sync, you can kind of tell that she was actually saying Thunderfoot. And yeah,
Wow.
it's an interesting little thing, and I'm not sure why they changed it. I guess maybe to make Littlefoot seem more cute.
maybe they don't want to
I
get sued by ACDC.
Thunderfoot!
Oh my gosh. Happy did mention a couple other really good ones. The Aristocats
Oh.
is another underrated
Yeah, the
film.
Aristocats. I love the Aristocats.
Oliver and Company.
Oliver and Company. Yes, that
Oliver
was-
and Company's another one.
that's like right up there. That's like a modern day take on Oliver and Company or Rescuers.
Oliver's Twist.
Oliver
Okay,
Hold
Twist.
on,
oh,
hold
yeah.
on. I'll get there. They came right after Great Mouse Detective, so
Yeah.
it was kind of like Mouse Detective Plus.
Yeah,
I think is a good.
Yeah.
I kind of like what they were doing at that time, where they were taking these.
Oliver and Company is, Oliver and Company. It was the first time the hip hop music was first heard in a Disney animated film.
Yeah,
Was it?
yeah. Can you think of
Oh.
a hip hop song before Oliver and Company?
Everybody
No.
wants to be a cat.
That's jazz.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Well, come on, man.
You like jazz?
Come on.
You
can-
Hold on.
You
I'll
don't
get
have
there.
a curriculum with music genres.
Toot whistle plunk and boom.
What?
No.
was that?
Okay, that's also
You've never
also
heard of
jazz, and
Toot
that's also
whistle plunk and boom.
no. I have.
Oh, yeah, I have. I remember watching the short on TV when I
Right,
was very young.
I
I'm asking
probably have
Elias,
seen it, but I'm not very good with names.
Oh my
I'm
god.
going to put it in the mute chat just in case. But
Yeah, I'll watch
if
it
we're talking-
later, but I can't
Yeah.
play it right now because it will end up on stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
So we'll,
And we
we'll
don't
leave
well,
that.
wanna
yeah,
get
that's
into
a good
12.
point.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, you can
exactly.
put it in the mute chat and I'll
Exactly.
check it out later. If I
Yeah.
look at it, I might recognize it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want Mickey to see this and say,
Yeah.
Preparing to lose his meditation rights, huh?
Exactly. Well, all
Okay.
those
Yeah,
$8
but
are
going
going
back to-
into my pocket. Anyway.
Okay, for all those
Yeah,
viewers
going
and
back to-
streams, hold on. For those who don't know, the mute chat is the chat on Discord that we looked at it privately.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think people who know Discord know like how mute chats work because I think every
Yeah.
server.
Most
okay,
servers do have like a
how-
no mic
can
chat
we
or
agree
something.
can we agree that the good dinosaur is just and only good looking?
Yes, it is such a weird movie. Like, you have these amazing, beautifully rendered, realistic backgrounds, and then you have dinosaurs that
They
look
got
like
these cartoony
Gumby.
I know. You know
Look
what
like-
they look.
look like
Remember the
some-
'90s? Remember the Nickelodeon dinosaur bumpers from the '90s?
Yes, I do.
That's exactly
I
what they
don't.
Oh
look
my
like.
God! Yes,
Neither.
yes. Now I think about. Yes, now I think about. They look exactly like those.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what they look
Mhm.
like.
Hey,
Like
hey,
those albums.
I don't mind having those gummy dinosaurs in realistic landscapes. You know, I heard of a technique from Scott McCloud's Understanding Comics. It's called the masking effect. It's a technique that the readers can personify themselves on the simplified character in a realistic landscape.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
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 Well, we want to hear from you guys in the comments. You know, I mean, obviously, you guys have been laying it on us with your. So, thank you for all of your suggestions for underrated Disney movies. This has been a lot of fun. We are closing in on 7:17 p.m. here. We do normally like to stop around 7:30. So we got probably about a little less than 20 minutes left, a little less than 15. So real quickly,
Well, we did start
do we
late.
want to?
Can we discuss?
Yeah. Okay. Do
Hold
you
on.
want to go to do you want to go to 7:45 today? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, let's go to 7:45 today, just because we were late.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
all right. We'll go to 7:45.
I have an idea.
Yeah?
I have an idea how to kill some time. How about if we discuss how we first encountered Chucky Chicken and Michael Cook himself?
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Shall we start with you, Elias?
Oh boy. So, the way
I'm gonna
I
be able
got
to-
introduced to Chucky Chicken was through a mutual friend of mine and Mike's named Rebecca, who joined the team first and then suggested that Mike contact me because he was looking for storyboard artists. And at the time, I was just starting to kind of get into storyboarding. It was something I really wanted to explore further as a possibility, because I think that in an animated show or feature, the storyboard artist is almost as important as the director as far as making as how the show is gonna look. And so I started storyboarding with Mike. I showed him some of my stuff, and Mike gave me a shot. And I joined around 2019, 2020, and
Yeah.
and
It was right around the time of the pandemic starting because
Yeah.
I was just moving to Davenport at that time.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff happened in between, and now I'm second in command of Chucky Chicken. So I've kind
There
of
you go.
risen in the ranks. How about who next? Who wants to go next?
Oh, is it okay if I go next? Okay,
Sure.
so how I encountered you, Michael, is the most unorthodox. I was on Facebook during the start of the pandemic, and when I was following a Disney artist on Facebook, I've encountered a private Facebook group called Global Pandemic. It is a group.
Mhm.
You remember that, right?
It sounds familiar, yes.
Yeah, it's a group that Dave Brixma, the artist of the production drawing that of it from Atlantis that I have.
Sure, yeah.
Yep. And he and others started this group is because they want to find some time during the crazy period of the pandemic, and they're posting art and animation and showed some work work to other people, and and I thought this is a good output for me to share my work.
Sure.
And, yeah, and shortly after I joined the group, I first encountered this chicken that looks like Mickey Mouse, and I thought, huh, curious. That kind of looks fun, even though if it looks crude, it looks like it has some potential right there, and that's why I get to know about you, Michael, and the Chucky Chicken character.
Well,
So I saw at that point I started following you, and then months after you posted a teaser animatic of the pilot,
I did.
And that really got me eager to join you as an animator on that.
Well, we're thankful you did, because you have definitely added a level of animation quality that was, I guess, needed. I think is the safe way to put it. When you say a lot,
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that that's accurate.
Yeah. If it wasn't for that Facebook group, I would have not known you.
Well, that's very sweet. I think I appreciate that. Thank you. That's really sweet. Moving right along. Let's go to Carol. I'm curious about your involvement with the show too. How did you hear about Chucky and me and all that jazz? This is weird for me to say this, by the way, because I don't like talking about this.
Okay. So I was checking on Instagram some 30s art styles just to draw a little bit to get the art style that I was looking for in that time. And then I found out the Chucky Chicken, so I opened the whole page on my Instagram and I check out the whole characters. And I like that this reminds me not only the 30s vibe, but also the Disney classic. And then I found out you on Facebook. I don't know. I just started to check out the 30s and the vintage art style on internet, and then I found you and the Chucky Chicken project. And then I get in contact because you were looking for a background designer in that time, so I just wrote email for you and show my portfolio, and that's it.
That's right, and it's been a lot of fun ever since. So you really are an amazing background artist, and I know I brag about you quite a bit. I love your work, and you just add so much. I can't wait to see what you're gonna do with the line art and stuff that we got with this pilot. I'm so thrilled.
Malcolm,
Thank you.
how did you find Chucky Chicken and join the team?
Oh, we
Well,
went to the internet.
Yeah, I check. I was looking for a hashtag called vintage cartoon or 30s cartoon, and then I found out the Chucky Chicken Instagram page. In that moment, I found out that they were the Chucky Chicken project were looking for a background designer. So I just wrote an email about myself and put the link on the portfolio, and Michael contact me by Facebook first, and then we have a chat on Discord.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember. And I remember being super nervous to not screw it up. So,
Oh, you didn't.
thank goodness for that.
Let me get
Yeah.
You found Chucky Chicken when searching on Instagram for vintage cartoons, right?
Yeah, yes, because in that time I was drawing. I was like training the vintage cartoon to add more art on my portfolio in that time to update my portfolio.
Ah, I
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
I'm not paying any of these people to say this, by the way, folks. This is all new to me.
I can attest to
am
that.
just learning for myself. So I anyway.
Bro, no, Malcolm. How do you
yes.
encounter Mike?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
All
so
right,
weird
well-
for me, by the way. Let me just preface this. Go ahead. It's like you're talking about me like I'm dead. Anyway, go ahead.
Quit telling everybody I'm dead. It's like I can still hear his voice.
I'm still alive, you kids. Anyway, go ahead, Malcolm.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Is everybody set the piece? Okay. All right. So yeah, it all started on Facebook. I know, very original. But yeah, I saw Chucky's. I remember seeing Chucky Chicken on Facebook. He was practically everywhere. All my mutual friends had him on, had the fan page on their sites, and I was like, this looks like a cute idea. Might as well check it out. And I did, and I said, looks nice. Honestly, it has a lot of potential. And when they announced the Kickstarter, I was like, okay, maybe this might be something I can work on. And then
we don't talk about the Kickstarter.
No.
But
we don't talk about Magpie, no.
Oh God, no! Just keep keep
Sorry,
going.
skip over that part.
Yeah. Let's skip over that part. In fact, let's pretend it never happened. But yeah.
What Kickstarter?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a few years had passed, and I didn't exactly notice anything that was going on with Chucky Chicken at the time. But because a lot, and I mean a lot of depressing and I was going through a lot of stuff during 2001 up to 2002.
So
I mean 2021 to 2022. And when I was talking to my mom about how I'm feeling kind of down about not having like a job or anything. He said, "Well, try something new. Try volunteer work." And I said, and so I went over to Chucky Chicken. Or better yet, I contacted Mike on Twitter. I asked him, "Hey, you guys need any cleanup artists?" He says, "Yeah, but just so you know, we're not getting paid." Well, I just like to see a project be done. And so, I signed up. I'm still cleaning up the one scene that I got assigned to. But you know what? If it means, spending at least half my week with this crazy menagerie of animals, then I think it's worth it.
Aw.
Oh, you're so sweet, Malcolm. Thank you.
So we've got
That's
some more
wonderful.
people on the stream. They've been chilling, being quiet. We've got Tino and we've got Happy.
Yeah.
Happy, how did you
before
join?
we do that, though,
okay. Yep. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Before Dr. Pistol Production says, "Okay, don't hate." But I first discovered Chucky Chicken in that Squidward multiverse thing. I went to the channel and was like, "Whoa, an original idea! That's actually really cool." Thank you.
Cool.
We
That's so
loved.
awesome.
That's nice.
We loved working on that thing. We were asked by Uncle Al to be a part of the Squidward multiverse thing, and that whole little animated bit was done, I think, in like 5 days. And that was a super quick turnaround.
I did
But
the
it
backgrounds
was
in a single day. It was terrifying. Never again.
Yeah, and
I
Tino
made
did-
the costume.
Right, Happy?
You did, yes. So it was a lot of fun. So please do not be ashamed about finding us on that Squidward. I'm so proud to be a part of that. So
Yeah,
many
we
really
we
cool
love
people.
Uncle Al. He's a dear friend.
Oh, he's
He
the
shares
best.
the
And-
Stucazzi Fungu. He could get.
yes, and he plays Monkey on our show. Gorilla Gus. So, exactly. And then they go on to say something happened that I am not in on. What are you referring to? I don't
Probably
know.
the
Grab some
Kickstarter
popcorn.
thing.
We'll talk about the Kickstarter another day.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
that's like
Yeah.
a whole thing, and
Yeah, we're having
That's our
we're having a good
next
time.
dream.
We're having a really good time. We don't want.
Unless you donate
I'm
$100.
sorry,
pay $8,000 a
Unless
month
you-
for my silence.
$8,000 right now.
Unless you donate unless you donate $20 a month.
Excuse me,
Look
Malcolm.
on our Patreon.
Watch those super chats pour in.
Excuse me, Malcolm. Can you remember the first time you saw Chucky Chicken? Mine is
first time I
Chucky
saw-
Mine is Chucky putting a face mask on, and I thought, there's this one. I never seen a cartoon. Yeah, I never seen a cartoon character not being mine to putting a face mask on.
That was done. That was actually done by Laura Von Galen for when the kids were going back to school in 2020, or I guess it was either 20. Yeah, it was 2020. She had done that and for social media, and she did such a great job with that. That was such a fun little piece that she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that's it made me think that this character doesn't even mind about COVID. That's what I like to see.
And we just we don't like to let things get there. I have to bring this up because
He's happy-go-lucky, like those cartoon characters,
exactly.
at the time.
Yeah. Kim Gonzalez says, I like Chucky Chicken since 2021 because I was lonely at the time, so I looked on Facebook until I saw this adorable cartoon chicken character and started drawing fan art of the character ever since. I started to draw Chucky Chicken characters on fan arts on Facebook and Instagram and started to draw my own Chucksona, which she's right here till this day as I draw her. Not that I'm a long-time fan of Chucky Chicken, I just want to see Michael Cook keep going with his dream. Keep his confidence up to a positive light because he's an amazing animator. Because drawing character designs for Chucky Chicken is like a big dream for me because I want to be a part of the team or a muse to be inspired by the characters and the stories too. It means a lot. Well, thank you. Chucky Chicken's like a role model to me. That's very, very sweet, Kim. Thank you very much. And
Thank you so much, Kim. We love you.
we do.
Okay. Anyways, Malcolm, what was your first time seeing Chucky?
Wait a minute. Hold it.
Shut the
You. Wait a minute. Jeez.
I'm sorry, I'm getting impatient at the moment.
that was kind of funny though. Okay.
Yeah, it's like careful moment, and it's like, yeah. So anyway,
Okay, before we get to finishing your inquiry, Matthew, Tino, Happy, how did you encounter Chucky Chicken and join the team?
Yes, please.
oh, that's actually a funny story to me. So I was minding my business, and this dude gets into my DMs. He's like, "Hey, wanna join my emo band?"
I did not.
And so I say, "Sure," and now I'm here.
Now you're
I
here.
thought you said.
Oh.
Did you say?
Ironically,
He
I have
said-
a
he
very
said he wanted to
similar
my-
story to Tino's.
Oh, boy.
It was an emo band. Okay. So I'm a very awkward person if you can't understand my voice right now. So what I like to do when I meet new people is I draw their OC or their persona, and then I just slide it over in mute chat, and they're just like, "Oh, this is so sweet, thank you."
Mhm.
Not Michael, not the cookster. You want to know what he does? So I drew Chucky Chicken in my style using his color palette. but I made him look like an actual chicken with like sunglasses on, you know, because like boy be poppin', right? And Michael's like, yeah, and then Michael is like, hey, I look over, he has a giant bag of candy, and like he's sitting next to a white man, and there's a tray of leading. He's like, hey, so you know, I'm starting up a team, and I'm like picking up the candy as he's talking. I'm like, and like I'm going towards the white van. He's like, oh, here you go, and he hands me the bag of candy. I sit up in the van, and he's like, okay, so I'm starting up a thing, and it would give industry like experience on how like, you know, the workflow of animation comes. And I'm like, I'm chewing gum at this point, right? I found the middle of like the Tootsie Pop. He's like, yeah, so you interested? I'm like, what would I do? He's like, excellent question. They shut the door and we drove off. I don't know where I've just been here ever since.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
First of all,
listen, Mike has a particular way to reach people, you know.
Yeah. Mike has a unique talent in
He's got
people.
high riz.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Ruger lovingly said that I'm the best manipulator he knows.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true. He
This is
does
true.
say that.
With love,
If we were
of course.
playing D&D, Michael would have like a fucking like +5 in riz.
No
my
swearing, Happy. I'm smacking you.
For heaven's sake,
Wait, what curse did I say?
The
you
F
said the
word.
F word.
He didn't even.
I would never say the F word.
You said the F word.
Oh,
What?
your F word. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I did say that.
Not
I'm so
our
sorry.
F
Go in the
word.
corner. I'm going the corner.
It's just
Oh,
like-
Tino,
Aw,
Back.
what, yeah? Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Tino, what was it? Tino, can you remember the first time you saw Chucky Chicken?
When Mike talked to me, basically.
I'll never forget
Like,
when
the first time, he designed the games, like, it wasn't in the icon.
I reached out. Yeah, I reached out to him
Yeah.
because he had this amazing character, Lily Lamb, and I fell in love with the lamb because again, Tino like mastered the 30 style, and I loved what he did. I loved his line art, and I'm like, oh my god, you're so good. Could I like?
If
show
I don't
you
have to
what-
color that line, it's fine.
Yeah. And
Right.
I actually still have, I'm going to post it in the mute chat here. I still have Tino's very first take on the Chucky. What did I just stumble into here? What is the, there's
Don't
a
worry
buff
about it.
here.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, that's the wrong
What?
one. Hold on. I'm
Don't worry
sorry.
about it.
I was looking at the Chucky Chicken fan server. I saw a buff deer. I'm like, what?
There's a buff deer.
Oh God, what have I done?
Hey,
Anyway.
what?
Forget it. Forget it.
Mike, you probably
But no, like there was this really where is it? It's got to be in the character. So he did this first take of Chucky and the gang, and I fell in love with it so much. It was so good, and he was super close. It was like, you know, as a matter of fact, it is because of Tino that Tommy Turkey looks the way that he does today.
It's true.
Because we were in the process of redesigning the characters, and you know, Tommy unfortunately was too Peg Lake Pete-ish for our, you know, for our take, for our liking. So we were talking about kind of redesigning him and making all the characters look a little better. And Tino drew the characters in his style, and the way that he drew Tommy Turkey, I immediately fell in love with, and I was like, okay, you know what, we're using this. And our very good friend Brian Finley and Rebecca helped with the redesign of the characters as well, and took what Tino had started and perfected it and made it almost who he is today. Pretty close.
Yeah.
But Tino, we don't sing enough praises of Tino. He took all of the characters and did all of the turnarounds for the character, so when you see them on the screen, they're based off of his designs. Like he is a BAMF, I think is the best way. He did our second poster, which I love and adore. If you haven't seen it, I'll put it up on it's on our social media all over the place. He's done so many good things. I'm trying to find this piece, but anyway, yeah, Tino, we love him. So, but anyway,
I feel loved.
what was that?
We are
Yeah, I feel loved.
closing in on 7:45. We have about 4 or 5 minutes left. So if there's any pertinent questions in the chat that you would like to know, ask away. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna keep trudging along.
Bonkers D Bobcat, they're being so mean to you, Mike. What else is new? What else is new?
Have you seen the chat?
Well,
listen, I always say that somebody is not truly a member of the Cluckin Crew unless they've made fun of me to the point where I laugh out loud. Because with these guys, like, they can say the most horrific crap about me and I'll just shrug it off and laugh. Like, and if you can get me rolling, you're in on the family. Like, I think I'm pretty sure that everyone here is maybe like crack up laughing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it's all in fun, and I get my shots in too. So that's part of being a family.
Mike might be like, "Welcome to the Chucky Crew. The entrance fee is a roast."
Yeah.
Did you bring your seasonings?
You're not wrong. You are not wrong. I demand payment and laughter. That's my thing. So, well, anyway, folks.
Because we're broke.
Yes, exactly. Well, before we end for tonight, I do want to, of course, thank all of you lovely people who have stuck around with us for the past hour and a half. Again, we're so sorry that we started so late. Technical issues. I hope that we get them figured out for next time. But thank you for your patience. We love the fact that you hang out with us. If you haven't done so already, there are a plethora of ways for you to show your love and your support for the Chucky Chicken Project. As many folks know, we are working on our big pilot episode. We are so close to having our trailer finished. We got a little bit more to go on it. We're hoping to get it done here for you really, really, really soon. As a matter of fact, on Chucky Chicken's birthday, the trailer will be coming out. Now, I'm not going to tell you when that is, so you're just going to have to be surprised like everybody else. But the true Chucky Chicken fans will know what Chucky's birthday is. It was, to give you a hint, it was the first cartoon that came out and the release day. So just keep that in mind. But if you want to see all of the stuff that we do behind the scenes, there's a number of ways you can do it. Number one, joining the Chucky Chicken official Discord. Anyone is welcome. We do run a family-friendly ship there. We have a lot of fans who have joined, so please be sure to join us as well. We have our Patreon where you can donate and pledge to be able to help us, get some funds coming in. We have a few other really cool things coming up, which we will talk about a little later. So keep in mind, I'm not going to tell you how long, Dylan. That's all I'm going to say about it. But so you can also support us on Patreon. You can, you can join our membership here on our channel. Please be sure that you subscribe, hit the like button on this particular video, share this with your friends and your family, let people know that we're still out there. I had no idea that so many people have seen Chucky Chickens already, and it really is, because I'm hearing all of these stories for the first time today, and it's kind of overwhelming to hear how many people are like, oh yeah, I saw Chucky Chicken online and I absolutely loved him and I had to be a part of it. I had no idea. I don't know this stuff, so to hear it for the first time is wild, number one, and it's very humbling. So I love every single one of you guys and all of you bozos here working with me on this thing. I could not do this show without you. So I love every single one of you. As crazy as you drive me, I do adore all of you. So thank you for sharing those stories with me. That really means a lot. So, and I promise that I will do my best to continue to make Chucky something worth talking about. We're not talking about you being a bozo, Kim. We're talking about these bozos on the screen with me. But anyway, we are running a little over, but I do want to say thank you so much. Please consider being a member of our channel. So like, comment, subscribe, share with everybody. Let folks know what we're doing. And before we go, say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, folks.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, we'll see you
That's all,
next week, folks.
Bless you, the chicken lord.